What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. It is time for our second to last new look rebuild. We are finally almost done with this series. We're on to the final team in the Western Conference. I kind of delayed this team for a while simply because of one player potentially eventually being traded. It has not happened, of course. I'm talking about the Pelicans and Brandon Ingram. So let's just go ahead without further ado. Let's jump in and do this new look New Orleans Pelicans rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We are currently on the road to 50,000 subs, so if you want to help us reach that goal, that would be absolutely amazing. Tomorrow is our final one, which is the Miami Heat. Funny enough, I actually recorded a Miami Heat video, but I hated how it turned out. Like, it was just terrible. Like, the moves I made led to absolutely nothing, so I deleted it. I just didn't feel great uploading it, so we're going to be redoing it tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be doing a better job this time. But Zion Williamson apparently is really skinny right now, according to photos, which is interesting. DeJounte Murray, and then Brandon Ingram is the guy, of course, that's been kind of in the talks and rumors and what's going to happen with him, because they, of course, have guys like Trey Murphy and Herb Jones that they could start and be just fine with. So, unfortunately for Ingram, though, I think he's kind of part of this new CBA problem where it's just like Ingram is one of those guys that needs the ball in his hands a little bit more. And he's kind of like a guy that maybe expects a max contract, but for some reason, I feel like there's a chance he doesn't get it. Like, maybe he gets like, I don't want to say a number, but maybe he'll get less than we all would initially think, I guess, if that makes sense. So we'll see. I don't know if the Pelicans will try to trade him at the deadline. Of course, he's in the last year of his deal. They have yet to extend him. I don't think they want to, which is why they've been trying to trade him, but no one wants him apparently. So I think what we'll do is we'll take this to the deadline and we'll trade him there, and we'll figure out what we need to get in return. I think the obvious thing we need to get is a 5. Like, that's exactly what the Pelicans kind of need. Of course, Jonas Valanciunas left in free agency. I think they wanted to move on from him anyway. They did draft Missy, and maybe they throw him in right away. They might actually have to, because the only other center on the roster is Daniel Tice. But maybe, just maybe, they find a way to solve this problem before the season starts. Maybe there's some trade that happens out of nowhere. I don't know what it would be for. Like, I don't know what center they would get. Initially I thought an Ingram for a Jarrett Allen swap made sense because Cleveland apparently wanted to move on from Jarrett Allen, and there was all a bunch of drama going on, but Cleveland has since extended Jarrett Allen, so that doesn't seem like possible anymore. Maybe at the deadline something pops up with it, but I think I'm going to try to avoid trade for Jarrett Allen because I've got him in a couple of videos lately. So let's take a look at what this rotation looks like with it. You know, like I said, our 5-man is Daniel Tice. That just isn't going to cut it. Don't really want that to be the case. So I think we're going to start Missy right away. We might as well do it, man. We might as well. So we're just going to start Missy right away, throw him into the Wolves, and see what he does. So Herb Jones, you got, CJ McCollum, DeJounte Murray. Maybe we eventually move. Of course, I forgot to mention they traded for DeJounte Murray this offseason. You guys, of course, are well aware of that. But I'm going to leave the starting 5 the way it is currently right now. And then at the deadline, once we trade Brandon Ingram, we're going to probably... have maybe CJ come off the bench, maybe start Herb Jones and Trey Murphy, because, having Herb Jones come off the bench sounds kind of wrong. But, CJ McCollum, once again, is making $30 million. So who is going to come off the bench is the biggest question. So it'll be interesting to see what the Pelicans do. But I've done enough yapping. Let's go ahead and see how this team does. And hopefully at the deadline, we have a trade for Brandon Ingram. Today's video is brought to you by 2 softwares designed to help you beat the sports book and become a much profitable sports bettor or starting on Daily Grind Fantasy's Optimizer. If you play on apps such as PrizePicks, Underdog, or any other of the DFS apps, having a tool like this is insanely clutch. As you can see, recording this in the morning right now, we have a lot of MLB games today, some early games as well. As you have Cal over 15.5 pitching outs. As you can see, every single book is favoring for him to go over. So we didn't just wake up today and be like, okay, today I want to bet on Cal Quantrill to go over 15.5 outs. No, we look at the market, we look at the data, we figure out what is the market telling us, and we plug and play it. And over the long term, if you're doing this consistently, it's going to lead to profit. And I can prove that as well. But yeah, so we'd absolutely plug and play this, and we found that play within 2 seconds just like that. And of course, if you're on Underdog, unfortunately, I can't play on Underdog because it's banned in my state. Not a whole lot of value going on here, but you do have, like, guess Breanna Stewart, under 1.5 3-pointers made. Every single book pretty much heavily favoring for her not to make 2 threes. Sabali over 6.5 rebounds. Just like that, we found those plays within 2 seconds. Absolutely love this tool. And then we also have OddsJam's positive EV tool as well. So as you can see, they point out value on traditional sports books such as FanDuel, DraftKings, ESPN Bet, MGM. So if you look at Freddie Peralta over 6.5 strikeouts, I know Peralta is heavily favored to go over 5.5 today. So if you get him to go at 7, you get plus 152 odds on FanDuel. As you can see, you'd get the best bang if you wanted to go for a long shot play. You got a 4% EV percentage there. So that's why we love this play, and we'd plug and play it. And it may not work out, but like I said, as long as you're getting value, That's what truly matters. If you want to check out either one of these softwares, links are down in the description below. I don't just tell you this because they pay me. Of course, I get a little bit of incentive out of it if you sign up, but I use these tools every day. Like, that's why I'm telling you guys to go sign up for this. And then, of course, make sure to check out Prize Picks as well. They give you the 100% deposit match up to $100. So make sure to check it out. Links down in the description below. Use code Crushables. You guys probably know what Prize Picks is at this point. It's very popular nowadays. So basically, you choose between 2 to 6 players. You can go on Paul Skeens over Juan Soto, who's been extremely hot lately, over his fantasy score if you wanted to, and plug and play that if you truly wanted to. And then, like I said, man, I've been using this stuff. Like I said yesterday, since with using DG Fantasy Optimizer, got a nice little 10x on better, and we also got a fliff hit as well. So make sure to check them out. All links are down in the description below. I've done enough yapping once again. Let's get back to the video. We are currently 28 and 23 at the trade deadline, and I'm trying to figure out what we can do for Brandon Ingram. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with just throwing him in the Trade Finder and see what pops up. You guys know Trade Finder isn't always the best tool to use in 2K as far as realism is concerned, but let's throw him in there anyway and see what pops up. And I don't know if there really is a realistic trade that I can point out for Ingram anyway, because it doesn't seem like anybody wants his services right now. So yeah, we can get a 5-man Nikola Vucevic and Jalen Smith, but Chicago seems like they're kind of going towards a rebuild. I don't really want Vucevic to be our starting 5 anyway. Garland is interesting, but we don't really need a point guard. James Harden doesn't really solve anything for us either. Smart and Clark is interesting, but so this one is my favorite so far. We get Clint Capella and Bogdan. I could see this making sense, although of course the Hawks and the Pelicans made a trade with each other, and I assume if they wanted Ingram, they could have had him for DeJounte Murray, but they didn't go for it. So do they like Brandon Ingram and Trae Young paired together? I have no idea, but of course us getting Capella might be the best bang for our buck right now, so that might be something we're looking at if we don't find anything else we like. So let's see. Utah. Oh, actually, Utah's interesting because there was some rumors, I believe, that Utah was interested in Brandon Ingram. Since they did extend Lauri Markkanen, maybe they feel like they could trade for Brandon Ingram and sign him below, a cheap, pretty contract. I don't mind this. This actually could make some sense. It really could, because of course we need centers, and this would give us 2 really good centers right away. Collins, of course, maybe more of a natural power forward, but I kind of like this trade as well. We might come back to that one. That's my favorite so far. Domantas Sabonis, I don't think the Kings would do that at this point. Michael Porter, Miles Turner, again, I don't know. Jalen Duren on the Pistons is interesting. Jakob Poeltl, Zach Collins, but honestly, out of the 3 trades that I think make the most, or 2, sorry, is either the Hawks for Bogdan Capella, or of course going to Utah and doing the Kessler and John Collins trade. And I honestly think we're going to do this one with the Jazz. There were some rumors that they wanted to get rid of Kessler anyway for a first. And then John Collins, of course, is someone that's a big expiring contract. He might have a player option if I'm not. Yeah, so he has a player option, but sometimes he declines it, weirdly enough. So I'm going to go ahead and do this trade. We are trading a 2027 unprotected Milwaukee pick. Kind of unfortunate. It'd be cool if I could not do that pick and do maybe something different. I don't know if they would let me. What if I trade my 2025 pick instead? Are they feeling that? They want a 2nd-round pick? Yeah, I'm cool with that. So they're going to get a 1st-round pick for Kessler. They get Brandon Ingram to pair with Lauri Markkanen. Let's do that trade, and I'll help them out by moving Markkanen to power forward. That way Ingram and Markkanen are playing together. So Markkanen will go up at the power forward, and we'll do something like that for Utah. So just like that, we solve our problem with our 5 problem. We got that. So Kessler and John Collins, 2 5s, which we absolutely love. Love that a lot for us. And then Herb Jones is now starting, apparently. I do want to start Trey Murphy. Unfortunately, in 2K, Trey Murphy doesn't develop as much as I would want. I'm going to move Murray to point guard as well. I kind of want CJ to come off the bench. Even though he's making a bunch of money, I think Murray, Herb Jones, and Trey Murphy is probably... Ooh, they still want to start CJ. But I feel like Murray, Herb Jones, and Trey Murphy would be your best 3 guys to start there. And, of course, Zion is going to continue to start. So I think that's what we're going to do. It's going to be an expensive 6-man, but that's kind of where we're at as a roster anyway. We could continue to keep Trey Murphy off the bench if we wanted to as well, but I kind of like this instead. So Murray, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Zion, and Kessler. I'm digging it. I like it. Caesar McCollum as a 6-man, John Collins, Alvarado, Hawkins, and then JRE. I like it a lot. I think I might just go to a 9-man rotation for the rest of the season as well. But yeah, not a bad deadline by any means. I can dig it. So let's go ahead, simulate the rest of the season, and let's see how we do. I know you guys don't care about this, but I was, looking at my phone while I was simulating, and just in football news, as you guys know, I'm a Commanders fan. We just traded Jahan Dotson to the Eagles. I have no idea what's going on, but I gotta not be distracted. I'm confused, but whatever. We got a 3rd-round pick for Jahan Dotson. Did not see that coming. Okay, with that being said, let's take a look at the awards. Usually they're all the same. Luka's, getting the MVP award, but man, I am Just absolutely shocked right now with that trade, but whatever. So Kessler makes an all-defensive second team, which is nice. And then here's your all-NBA second team and all-NBA first team. So we are the second seed in the West. So as you can see, things really panned out with maybe making that move for Kessler and Collins. I feel like that really solved what we needed. Zion with 24, 17 from Murray, 6.5 from CJ, 12 from Trey Murphy, 11 from Missy, and 11 from John Collins, and 10 and 12 from Kessler. So let's go ahead and simulate to round 1 against the Golden State Warriors, and let's see how we do. So hopefully we can go on a little bit of a surprising championship run. I could definitely see that happening with the roster we threw together. But we're down 3-1 as I'm saying that. So maybe I am incorrect in that thought process. So let's see if we can come back from 3-1. I felt like as the second seed, though, we'd have a better chance of, you know, going to round 2. But right now we're down 3-1. So we'll see if we can come back from that or not. So we got to give more minutes to Alvarado, according to 2K suggestions. All right, so let's see if we can force a Game 7 back to New Orleans, and then maybe we could be cooking with a second round appearance. Let's see. Looks good right now, and we are going to a Game 7. Okay, so we were down 3-1. Now, do we win Game 7 and complete the 3-1 comeback? The Warriors are, you know, Steph and the Warriors are familiar with blowing a 3-1 lead. So let's see. Nope, not this time, though. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. So 2K got our hopes up just to rip our heart outs, unfortunately. We probably would. Oh, no, the Warriors went on to win beat the Thunder. I was going to say we probably would have lost to the Thunder anyway, but the 76ers going to win the championship. So a little disappointing there based off how things went. I would have loved to have seen us win a championship right away, but didn't happen. But with New Orleans, they usually end up being pretty good. It would help that if Trey Murphy actually developed in 2K. I think the sky's the limit for that guy. I think he'd be fantastic one day. But he doesn't develop that great in 2K. So we'll see what we can do with him. Maybe we boost the shot tendency up or whatever. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and get a Wing Whisperer, and let's get a Guard Guru. And we can go ahead and grab a Guard Guru. Boom. All that is taken. And now we can go to draft night and figure out what we're going to do. So I believe we trade, you know, our first round pick, which is fine because we don't have it anymore. We have a few couple second Bucks picks and stuff. So we should be good there once we get in the year 2027. Let's just go straight to player options. So we got Collins accepting. So he accepts that. We can accept Antonio Reeves and bring everybody back. Qualifying offers Trey Murphy. Of course, we do want to bring him back. We're going to re-sign him. No brainer there. So pretty cheap contract as well. So we can just go ahead and sign that and not even think about it. So Trey Murphy, we pretty much have a full rotation as is. We want to leave things the way they are. So if you take a look at it, you have Murray and CJ McCollum, Jordan Hawkins and Herb Jones. You have Trey Murphy, Zion, and then Kessler and Collins. So I think what we can do is we can move we could probably move, well, who do we want to, I mean, I figured we could move Hawkins to 3, but that's not really something I want to do. I mean, I guess in theory he could play there, but yeah, because we could slide CJ to the 2 guard, Hawkins to the 3, but that's not really the most ideal thing, I think. So maybe we could trade CJ McCollum for a couple depth pieces at the forward spots. Like, I don't know if anybody would sign up for that. So let's see if we moved him for some forwards, if we could do anything with that. That might be my next move here. So Hendricks, Malik Monk, KCP, Washington, and Marshall. We got to trade a first, though. Stewart and Bobby. I can maybe see the Pelicans being the Pistons being interested in more shooting, and they like CJ McCollum to do that for them. I don't hate that idea because we get Stewart, who would be a nice backup forward, and Bobby, who I think we can, in theory, move to small forward and try to develop him. So I don't mind that. Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal is interesting as well. But I think I'm going to do that trade with the Pistons, where we're going to get Stewart and Bobby. We're going to get off CJ's contract. I think his fit's a little weird here now anyway, and he's going to regress. CJ McCollum is one of those guys that regresses like crazy in 2K. He shot 46% from 3. I am going to try to squeeze a first out of them, though, because I do believe CJ could still warrant a first. They want Antonio Reeves. That's fine. So we get his first-round pick for CJ, Isaiah Stewart. We get Bobby as well. So I like that. So now we can move Bobby to small forward in hopes he goes up, and he does. Boom, just like that. I feel pretty solid about that move. So that being said, we are just going to go ahead and jump right into season number 2 with this rotation and see if things go a little bit better than last year. I also might mess with some shot tendencies because Trey Murphy's is probably lower than I'd want. I want this man scoring a lot. Again, he doesn't develop very well in 2K, which really sucks because I want him to be a dude, be that guy. Zion's is a 97. Murray, I guess we can push up to like an 85. And then Trey Murphy's is extremely low. But let's push this up to like an, you know what? Let's go crazy with it, and let's see if he can do something with a really good shot tendency. So we're going to go into year 2, and we're going to hope that things go well again, but this time we actually get out of round 1. So at the end of year number 2, Luka wins himself another MVP award, but we do get the Coach of the Year with Willard Green at 59 and 23. So not too surprised, but this Pelicans team is damn good. a lot of talent on this roster, and it fits very well together. So if you take a look at the stats, DeJounte Murray really stepped up, and Trey Murphy did his thing as well. And he shot 36% from three, probably attempted a lot. Yeah, 9 attempts, so not too shabby. Zion with 25, Murray with 28, so, or sorry, 26, I should say. 11 from John Collins, and 9 and 4 from Isaiah Stewart, 9 and 11 from Kessler. So let's go ahead and see if we can come out here and win a championship. I feel like we have a chance in doing so. So Dylan Harper does go to Houston. They have Amon Thompson, Whitmore, Tari Easton, Şengün, Jalen Green, Jabari. This is a damn good Houston team. The young core just keeps getting freaking better, bro. It really does. But somebody come around against Houston, and we are going to sweep them. So we're off to a great start. That was a really good Rockets team. And you guys know 2K loves their young teams, and we still beat them. And now we get Denver, who, of course, has the best player in the world right now, Nikola Jokic. So here goes nothing with that. Somebody come around against the Denver Nuggets, and we are going to be up 3-2. Can we beat them in 6? Yes, we can. And just like that, we have punched our ticket to the conference finals. And the best part, I don't see the Thunder. So we may have a chance here. Minnesota is usually pretty good as well, though, so I can't, completely disrespect them. But, Oklahoma City is the team that usually I'm the most afraid of. So here we go. Game 1 goes to Minnesota, though. Game 2, never mind. Maybe we got a problem with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we are not better than the Timberwolves, unless if we plan on coming back from 3-0. When we almost did it against the Warriors, that was a 3-1 deficit. Maybe we can do something against that, like that, to the Timberwolves, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We are going to lose in the conference finals. So it's cool that we made it that far. New Orleans hasn't been in the conference finals in I don't know how long. I don't know if they've ever been. I'm sure they've been there before, right? Like, I don't know. But we come up short, unfortunately. So let's go to the lottery and let's figure out how we can improve. We should have a Bucks pick, and I don't know if it's going to end up in the lottery. It does not, unfortunately. Or maybe that's next year's draft. The next year's draft we'll have, or no, we have this one as well at 22, and then we have Bucks have ours. So it was a pick swap. Okay. So let's go to staff signing, and let's figure out, do we fire Willie Green? I don't think so. I mean, based off what we just did, I think we got to keep the guy around. So we're going to go ahead and bring him back. We had a really good regular season, made it to the conference finals. I think the continuity deserves to stay based off the results we had last year. Now it's just a matter of, can we ever take that next leap and go further than that is the ultimate question. So let's go to draft night and let's figure out what we can do on draft night. So we have the 22nd pick. We'll probably just draft, of course, with this pick. John Collins is about to be free agent, depending on, and so is Kessler as well. So if they're both asking for a lot of money, I think the no-brainer option would be to resign Kessler. John Collins, we'll see how much he's asking for at the end of the day. But let's jump into this draft and let's see what we can get. So number 22, we have Jaden, we have Darius, we have Sid Gee, Caleb Wilson. A lot of pretty good options. I am going to go ahead and take just Jaden here and bring him over from Ohio State. So welcome to New Orleans, 76 overall. I think we did pretty solid there. Missy and Hawkins we're going to accept, and then qualifying offers, Bobby and Kessler. Bobby, of course, is up to 78 overall as well. Didn't even really look at him, but I think he's been developing very nicely from that CJ trade. So Collins is asking for $19 million. I don't think I can get there with him, unfortunately. Kessler already asked for too much money as it is, so I hope we have an MLE to sign like a good backup 5, but I don't know if we'll be able to. So like, like getting Paul Reed or something like that would be pretty cool. Drummond, Zach Edey's even down here as well, which is fun. Drummond, of course, can be a beast on the boards. Vucevic, Nick Richards, Zach Collins. So I am going to start with just making sure we bring back, I'm going to renounce Collins. I don't think I'm comfortably bringing back Collins on the money he's asking for, but I guess, I don't know. I'm going to renounce him. I'm going to move on from John Collins. He was just part of kind of that filler in that trade. I didn't really see our... Oh, so he's about to get a big offer anyway. So I guess we might as well sign Kessler to an overpriced contract that I don't really love, but I can't just let him walk away for nothing because that was kind of the centerpiece of the trade for, of course, trading away Brandon Ingram. So now, back of 5. We could sign Collins back. Do we do it, though? 11.6 rebounds, 37% from 3, or do we go for somebody different? Good question. Good question. I don't know, man. I think we just bring back John Collins. I wasn't going to, but the fact that I can still get him and maybe we can trade him later on, I'll do it. We'll bring back John Collins. We'll bring the same roster back. It seems like it's starting to make some progress. And then maybe if it doesn't succeed next year, then we can really start to consider maybe using Collins' salary for another 5 or something. So let's see. We got Bobby coming back, and if we look at qualifying offers, and I forgot Missy is still slowly developing the background, but he's still not really there yet as far as throwing him in the rotation at this point. Jaden, of course, is a guy we just got from the draft. No one else really developed other than Zion and Hawkins, and Stewart's up as well. So we're going to go into year 3, same roster. I really like the roster as constructed. I'm just kind of hoping results may vary going into this one, and we, maybe take another leap and beat the Timberwolves this time, or the Thunder, or whatever it may be. That's kind of what I'm banking on, and if it doesn't work out, I just loaded the same draft class on accident. I'll fix that in a jiffy. But if it doesn't work out, then we can really start to consider, like, big moves, and that's probably what we'll do next. So at the end of year number 3, Jokic wins MVP, so it's not Luka this time, but we are looking to go win a championship here. So here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second, and then Murray makes an All-NBA third team. Shout out to DeJounte Murray. No Zion. Instead, we see DeJounte Murray, which is quite surprising, but I like it. All defensive first team and all defensive second team, all rookie teams and all rookie second team. So we once again ended up very high in the Western Conference standings, second seed in the West this time around. So you had 24 and 25 from Zion, 18 from Trey Murphy, 12 from Hawkins, 10 from Herb Jones, 9 and 10 from Kessler, 9.5 from John Collins, and then 8 from Isaiah Stewart, and 7 from Bobby, getting some minutes as well. So here goes nothing, man. We get the Portland Trailblazers in round 1. The Blazers are a little bit of a young team. They got DeAndre and Anthony, Shaden Sharp, Scoot, Denny Avdia still. Of course, if we lost to this team, that would be kind of a really bad look for us. And if that is to happen, we got here serious problems. We are in a competitive series with them, but thankfully beat them in 6. Okay, now we draw LA. This one's interesting because the Clippers usually just suck all the time in the simulations because Kawhi is old and all that. But they got Luka. That's why they're good, of course. So Luka goes to the Clippers to team up with Kawhi Leonard. This should be interesting. I think the roster's kind... How did Stephon Castle end up on the... What is going on, bro? How did the Spurs just cut Stephon Castle? Is that what we're thinking? Is that what happened with... Like, that doesn't make any sense. They drafted Nolan Traore, so they're like, you know what? We don't need Stephon Castle anymore. We also have Tyus Jones. Like, yeah, let's just cut Stephon Castle. 2K, if there's anything, like, another thing they need to fix, like, Detroit with Jalen Duren, Stephon I guess that's part of the draft class. It's not really 2K's fault. But you would think if someone was drafted in the first round as high as they were, that they wouldn't just be... Like, I know Keelan Hayes is an example of guys that could be cut, but I don't know, man. Whatever. Who knows? Somebody come around against the Clippers. We're up 2-1. They even it up. Of course, it's Luka freaking Doncic. He's going to be a problem to deal with. So we got to fix the rotation, it looks like. So they want to start Jordan Hawkins over Herb, which is interesting. I don't hate it, though. So let's go to this important game 5 and see if we can come out with a victory here. Because if we go down 3-2 to Luka, I could see a serious issue upon us. But looks like we might have the lead here. Can we keep it, though, is the question. They might steal it from at the end. And what did I say? They stole it at the very end. We had the lead pretty much most of the game, and now we got to force a game 7 if we want any chance of going to the conference finals, and that might not happen because the Clippers are going to have the lead right now, and they're starting to run away with it, and Luka Doncic is just a terror to society. So running it back was not the right move. We get bounced in round 2, so the Hornets go on to win a championship. All right, well, it's time to up the ante a little bit. We got 2 seasons left in this video, and we are not getting far, so let's see what we can do. So do we end up with a high pick here? It doesn't look like it, unless if I'm just blind. Oh, no, we got 7. So we have pick number 7 in this draft. That could be huge for something. The staff signing, Willie Green. I mean, we could move on from him in theory, but maybe we could just, like, get a really good assistant. Like, maybe Mike Brown would come over. No, oh, wait. Or I think I went over budget. I think he would have said yes. Ime Udoka would be crazy getting an assistant. What if so 1.25? No, he's not going to accept that. So, okay. Who else? Bobby Marks. That's not Bobby Marks. Sorry. I guess we can just get Darko. And once again, I'm going over budget by just a smidge, but it doesn't like let me go to 1.4. So let's just try 1.25 then. No, that's not going to work either. Why does he even let me do that then? Okay. Let's just grab Owen Cooper, I guess. Darko. Yeah, we can't get him. So Owen Cooper. Sign him, and that is our big move as far as a coach. All right, so we have pick 7. Of course, we can draft with it, but I feel confident that, we should probably make a move here. So that is what I'm going to do. What do I want to upgrade, though? So Murray's been phenomenal. Herb Jones is great. Trey Murphy. Maybe we move on from Trey Murphy. I hate to do it, man, because I love Trey Murphy, but he just doesn't develop in 2K, bro. He just doesn't. And he's kind of the weak spot on our roster right now. We could slide Herb Jones down to the 3, and he'd go up in overall. I would never trade Trey Murphy, like I said, in real life if I'm the Pelicans. Like, I feel like he could be a star, but the fact that he just doesn't move in 2K just kind of boggles me, and I think we got to do something to upgrade that. So that's probably what I'm looking at, and maybe a backup 5 would be cool as well. So we'll see. We'll see what we find. So this is years down the line since Lauri Markkanen has signed his extension with the Utah Jazz, and I think I might go for him. So I think that's what we're going to go for. We're going to go for Lauri Markkanen, and it might include Trey Murphy. It may not. Maybe we can keep him out of the trade, but we're going to see if we can get Lauri Markkanen on this roster. I think that'd be a really good get. He's making $42 million, 18 points per game. You really can't pass up on the value here. So we can include John Collins' salary. We do have Missy, who's, in the background developing. So Stewart's expired. I think we have to include Trey Murphy's salary, unfortunately, if we're going to do this. And I hate to do it, like I said, but the fact that he just doesn't move up and overall bothers me. So John Collins and Trey Murphy, and the 7th pick in this draft for Lauri Markkanen. Do we do it is the question. Might be bad business because it could be, maybe we just draft with 7. Like, we could just do that. But I am trying to win a championship before this video is all said and done. We draft somebody. We only have 2 seasons left. Screw it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and I'm not looking back. So I'm going to go ahead and make this trade happen. So Trey Murphy, Collins for Markkanen. It's happening, and I hate to do it, and I hate trading Trey Murphy, like I said. And I would never do it, but the fact that he doesn't move in 2K just isn't doing it for me. So just like that, we get Markkanen, who is a massive upgrade. We can move Zion to small forward if we wanted to. Move Markkanen to small forward. Like, I think we'll move Zion there. Just Markkanen power forward. Move Zion to small forward. And now we have our new rotation. So we'll see if that fixes any of our problems. I don't know if it will. That gives Missy an opportunity to play more as well. So Stewart and Missy will accept, and then qualifying offers, Bobby, Clayton, and Hawkins, 2 guys we definitely want to bring back. So that's the big move, guys. Will it pay off? We shall see. Alvarado is a free agent, so we're going to pretty much just re-sign everybody and run it back again. So that is what we'll be doing. Hawkins, Alvarado, and Bobby, bringing it all back, and that will be our team. So if player progression is, I don't think we'll have anybody. Well, Missy might go up. Hawkins might go up, but other than that, we probably won't see much movement. Maybe Quaidens goes up as well. That would be kind of nice. And he's up to 78. So maybe he eventually cracks rotation. So that would be cool. Maybe we could have included or traded Stewart just because we have Jaden who's developing. But all good. We're going to go ahead, get into year number 4. And we're going to see if this team can finally get her done. At the end of year number 4, Wembanyama gets an MVP award. Shout out to Wemby for that. But we are once again at the top of the Western Conference standings as Zion makes All-NBA second team this time around, moving to small forward. Looks like may have done something, which is nice. Here's your all-defensive first team and all-defensive second team. So we end up as the third team in the West. We get to face the team that eliminated us a couple years in the conference finals a couple years ago. 18 from Lauri Markkanen, 17 from Jordan Hawkins, 23 from DeJounte, 28 from Zion, and then 9 and 10 from Kessler, 9 from Isaiah Stewart, 9 from Herb Jones, 7 from Jaden, and 7 from Bobby. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and crack right into these playoffs. So, we get Minnesota round 1. They have Rob Dillingham. It's kind of the same 5 we dealt with a few years ago when they beat us, but hopefully we can return the favor this time around. So, my current round against Minnesota, and this time we sweep them. And now we get LA again, who beat us badly last year because, of course, Luka Doncic. And now they signed Jimmy freaking Butler, bro. Like, he must have signed a minimum, surely, right? Yep, $2.27 million. It is LA, I guess, but this is the most bizarre team I've ever seen assemble. Stephon Castle, Luka, Jimmy, and Kawhi. Like, when is that ever going to happen? That sounds insane. But I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost here. Only come around against LA, and this time we beat them in 6. Okay, and we don't have to deal with the Thunder either. All right, well, we've made it to the conference finals once again. We do get to play the MVP in Wemby, though, and they do have Nolan Traore. I need to draft him. I think in tomorrow's Miami video, I don't think I'll even have a high pick enough for that, unfortunately. But I was about to say, we got to get this guy, man. He turns into a stud. I haven't drafted him once, I don't think. If I did, I didn't keep him very long. 20 points, 16, man, turns into a 90 overall. But hopefully we can beat them. Game 1, 1-0 goes to us. Game 2, 2-0. Beat them by 1 in that one. Game 3, no way we sweep them, right? Okay, I'm about to say, they're going to win 2 in a row. Yep, that's where it's going to become sweaty. And Brooklyn, of course, is the team awaiting us. Because Brooklyn, every time I think I'm going to beat the Nets, we got to beat the Spurs first. But let me just not talk about the Nets yet. We gotta win this series first. Because the Spurs are giving us, we took the lead for a second. But we are going to a Game 7 with the Spurs. So I'm hoping not to lose in this Game 7. And we can make it to the NBA Finals for the first time in this video. But it's going to be a close one. We are starting to run with the lead a little bit, and I think we did it. Okay, so talking about Brooklyn, every time... Oh, they got Cooper flag. That doesn't help. But I'm going to say, every time I feel like I could beat the Nets easily, and that's going to be no problem, they end up beating the hell out of me. So, we'll see, man. Flag looks a little different. Looks like he was edited a little bit. Unless if... there's not 2 flags right now, right? I don't even think I can look that up. I don't know. Because that does not look like the Cooper flag usually, unless if Joda edited his draft class a little bit. We'll see. Hopefully we can beat them. Game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us. Do we sweep them? We might. And we do. Let's go. Year 4. Bro, I'm telling you, year 4 is always the year where I get a championship, feels like. I don't know why that's the case, but I'm not complaining. Zion is your Finals MVP, and we will take it. So we end off this Western Conference, new look rebuilds with a championship. We'll see, though, if we can end this off by going back-to-back. That'd be kind of cool as well. I don't know if we'll be able to, but as far as the staff is concerned, it's all filled out. We're good on that. I think for year 5, we're probably just going to run this bad boy back. Like, we have the roster, I think, that's necessary of 24 and 30. At this point, these guys, whoever we draft, are going to, be on the team, but they're not going to crack the rotation right away, unfortunately. Murray does decline his player option, so that becomes a problem. Missy did not crack the rotation last year, unfortunately. Zion is also a free agent. Wow, I didn't realize how many free agents we had. I think we can let Stewart go because we do have Jaden in the background, so I kind of like the idea of letting him go and giving all the opportunity to Jaden, who we drafted. Ooh! Oh, whoa. Wait a minute, Zion. We cannot waste year 5 by you leaving me. I can't do that. That's not going to happen. Why are you trying to go to Phoenix, bro? Come on. Quit playing. Let's offer him as much money as possible. Hopefully that will make us #1 offer again. So it does. Okay, so that's good. Murray, we're just going to give an offer to as well. We're going to move on from Stewart, like I said. So we're going to re-sign Zion and Murray, keep that going, and then Missy will be back as well, probably. Hopefully he goes up even more. Maybe hits a huge development. I don't know if he will, but we'll sign him anyway. Stewart goes. I wasn't going to bring him back anyway. And then do we have money? Nope. No money to do anything too crazy. Okay, so Murray, Herb Jones, Bobby, Zion, Jaden, Laurie Marketing, Missy, and Kessler. So that is our rotation. Got a little bit weaker by losing Stewart. I'm completely fine with it. I'm hoping Missy goes up to like a 79 at least. I don't know if I'll get that lucky. Let's see. Nope. He stays the same. Okay, so Bobby doesn't move either. Markkinen's going down. I don't know if we'll get a championship in this 5th season, but at least we got one in year 4, and I can be happy about that. But regardless, let's get into year 5, and let's see how we do. So in this 5th season, Willie Green does take home Coach of the Year. So even if we don't get a back-to-back championship, we can at least hang our hat that, hey, we got our coach the Coach of the Year award. So let's go ahead and see if we are about to go back-to-back. We have 26 points from Zion, 22 from Jonathan Murray, 17.5 from Hawkins. So he's really turned into a great score for us. Marketing with 17, 11 from Kessler, 8 from Jaden. All of that's looking fantastic. But now it's time to figure out, like I said, if we can go out here and go back-to-back. And once again, we run into LA, who doesn't have Jimmy Butler anymore. We'll wonder if that helps or hurts them. We'll see. And this time, we beat them no problem. Now we get Phoenix, who tried to steal Zion from us, but we took that opportunity away. And they have Chomchi, Reed Shepard, Cameron Whitmore, Forbes, Dyson Daniels, Josh Christopher. Pretty interesting Phoenix team, but so far we have not dropped a game. I'm sure until now we get the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, of course, usually beats me. Game 1 goes to them, and this is where it all ends. Game 2, Game 3, and we're getting swept. Nope, not yet. Nope, we lose in 5. Okay. Well, I had a feeling once we ran into the Thunder, that would be game over, and the Thunder go on to win the championship. Well, guys, that was a fun video regardless. We got one in year 4, so I'll be happy about that. Thank you guys for watching. That was the end of the Western Conference New Look Rebuilds, and now we are doing our final one tomorrow, which is the Eastern Conference in Miami. Man, like I said, I did a Miami video like probably weeks ago, and I hated how it turned out, so I never uploaded it. So I will be redoing it tomorrow and hopefully doing things a little bit differently. So I'm gonna end it there though, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Feel free to leave me any suggestions on the Miami video, because I do have a hard time figuring out what they're going to do. But thank you guys for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.